Billie and I have been friends since like literally forever. We were really young, and watching her kind of have to figure out all of these little things along the way has been really helpful for me.
First of all, how are you doing with all of this? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling okay. I think generally it's just kind of like I'm perfectly okay with staying inside. I'm pretty used to staying inside. It's kind of like my thing. But as long as like everyone is staying safe, I think that's the main priority.
Exactly. We all just got to do our part. Where are you quarantined right now, and who are you with right now?
I'm quarantined all alone, which is, you know, a recipe for disaster. And I'm just in my house in LA. So it's, you can imagine exactly how I feel.
What are you doing to pass the time? I mean, I want to talk about the new album, but are you one of those artists who's constantly writing, even though you just put out an album, or how are you kind of spending the hours?
Yeah, I started writing.
Don't take a hit, don't kiss my lips, and please don't drink more.
I mean, I never stopped writing, so I can't even say like the second I finished my album, I finished Kid Krow on December 5th on my birthday, and then I was writing songs December 6th, and so it's like, you know, I'm always writing, and I'm spending all of my time right now writing songs, which is kind of hard because there's like literally nothing to write about. Like, what am I gonna write? Like sitting in my house, but like, I'm doing fine. I'm just, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Cause people like you always want back what they can't have, but I'm past that, and you know that, so you should turn back to your right back, tell them I'm trash.
I do want to talk about Kid Krow because it is freaking phenomenal. What was it like, though, to release an album sort of amid this pandemic? I mean, you probably couldn't do all the press that you wanted to do, all the promo that you wanted to do, so kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was a little bit kind of nervous because like all of the press that we're supposed to do, you know, like playing TV shows and all that like got canceled. But I don't know. I'm an internet kid. Like, I was fully raised on the internet. I started writing songs and putting them up on the internet when I was 12 years old. So like, it felt very fitting that I released the whole album just like live streaming on my computer. I mean, I was nervous, obviously, just because I was putting out my album. I was like, oh no, all my secrets are going to be revealed. But I don't know. It felt very comfortable that I did it up all on the internet.
And when I was younger, I knew a boy and a boy, best friends with each other.
So you talked about putting the album out and how you felt like all these secrets were going to come out. I mean, now that it is out in the world and it's resonating so much with people, like, what do you think it is about your lyrics that people are connecting to so much?
Not sure. I think I literally just like my album, and when I write, it's just my diary. Like, literally, I don't even think at all like about the fact that people are going to be listening, which I mean, maybe I think that when you're honest in songwriting, it resonates with people because like we're all human. We all have a lot of the same issues, kind of no matter who you are. So I try to be as honest as possible, but who knows? I mean, if I knew exactly what made people like my music, then like I think I'd have broken the code of the universe. So maybe it's a good thing that I don't know that.
Yeah. What was the big inspiration, or what were the experiences that you were writing about with this album that really helped you put words to paper?
I think that mostly the whole album is just kind of like a coming of age album. Like, if you can think of the album in a movie, it's very much like a, you know, adolescent coming of age story. It's like, you know, I fell in love for the first time, fell out of love for the 9 millionth time, had my heart broken, because that's my main goal in life, is to get my heart broken, apparently, according to my standards. Getting older and like, you know, moving out of my hometown in Texas, which is like a really small town, and like just kind of everything that goes along with growing up. And kind of my life story, like everything that happened before, you know, my childhood, which was, I had a pretty tough childhood. So kind of like talking about that for the first time ever in my music as well. So yeah.
What was the hardest to put on the album?
I think the hardest subject was talking about my past. I'm the kind of person that when I think about, you know, my childhood, I'm just like, whatever, like trying to like force it out of my brain. And I'd never really talked about it in a song before, but there's a song on the album called The Story.
Both our parents were evil, so we both made a bet.
Where I like really talk about everything that happened growing up in Texas, and all the things that happened to me and my friends that I was really scared to put out because I was afraid I said a little bit too much. But in the end, it's like, if I say something that maybe makes me uncomfortable, but makes other people find solace in me, like I think it's worth it.
What was it about your childhood that was so rocky or tumultuous for you? And do you feel like songwriting helped you to process that part of your life?
Yeah. Songwriting was literally the only reason why I stayed afloat. It was just really like, I just didn't really have much of a family or like a support system, which is confusing when you're like 9. You're like, what am I doing? But I had a lot of really good friends, and family is always a confusing thing for people, I think, no matter who you are. My sister and my mom and stuff like that, we were kind of just like on our own, taking care of ourselves. So it was, it's confusing, and also moved around like a billion times all the time. And it was just it was a confusing childhood.
Yeah.
But writing songs about it, and writing songs in general, is like my way of dealing with all the craziness.
Now I'm gonna ruin your life.
People who I want to say inspired some of these songs, like how do they feel when they hear the album? Or do you even talk to them about that?
Well, I wrote a lot of the songs about my best friend Ashley back home in Texas, and she thinks it's really annoying that I write so many songs about her. Also, like, the people that broke my heart have definitely heard the album, because I'm kind of testy. I'll like send them the songs. I'll be like, you like, and yeah, whatever. I think it's funny. I don't care, whatever. There's definitely satisfaction in like taking a situation that made me feel really horrible and like making it the best thing ever. It's fun, but it's also, I feel kind of bad. Yeah.
Speaking of getting our hearts broken, I saw on your Instagram you posted a clip of you singing Online Love.
I can't help but imagine what maybe could have happened if you weren't just an online love.
What is dating actually like for you in quarantine right now? Like, are you getting on the apps, or like what's that process like?
I definitely am not going on any apps. I think I would literally get obliterated. I think I'd get killed. So not doing that. But I think mostly, I mean, I don't know. I'm horrible at dating. Like, have you heard the songs? I'm horrible at it. I don't know. Maybe you can give me advice. I can't date at all. I'm really bad at it.
It is hard. And I will say, like, your tweets have really made me LOL. Like, when you talk about dating, there was one that you wrote a couple days ago. I think I wrote it out. You said, I love horrible, toxic, disgusting people. They make my heart go whoosh. Is that really how you feel?
Absolutely. I know it's bad. I know it's self-destructive, but also, like, what am I gonna write a song about if I'm just like super in love? Like, oh, I love you. No, you wanna write like, I'm gonna burn your house down. Also, like, it takes a special kind of horrible person to make you like really question your existence, and that's good for songwriting.
That is good for songwriting. You also, I think it was like 2018, you tweeted about labels and like, why are people so consumed with labels? And I really love that, because I think we're in a time right now where like, why are we putting labels on like people and sexuality and anything? Like, just let people be who they want to be. Do you still feel that way? And why was that important for you to say?
I think we live in a really special time now where people can be whoever they want to be, and the youth earned that privilege via a lot of people who died and fought for us to be able to sit here and be like, we don't really want to have labels, and we have the privilege of not having to have labels anymore. So I think it's really special and really important, and it shows a lot of progress in the world, which makes me really happy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, you and I have something very major in common in that we are both huge Taylor Swift fans. Like, I'm the ultimate Swiftie. My Twitter profile, it says Swiftie on there. She is a big fan of your music. What was it like to get that kind of recognition from the freaking queen?
I mean, it was so special. I was mind blown. I still haven't really processed that it actually happened. But when it happened, I like texted my best friend back home, and we were just like, "What is going on? Like, why is this happening?" She's one of my favorite songwriters of all time. I literally, since I was like 9 or 10 years old, have been listening to her songs, and she's soundtracked my life since I was so young. So it's such a privilege, and I definitely fanboyed as much as I wanted to. I was like, I have the right to fanboy right now. Like, this is Taylor Swift, She's just so talented.
We know the moment that she really kind of fell in love with your music. Do you remember the moment that you fell in love with her music?
Absolutely. I remember it was the first time I ever saw her. The first YouTube video I ever watched was the music video to Teardrops on My Guitar. And I immediately was just like, who is this girl? Like, I love her curly hair. I want to be her best friend. I want her to be my sister. Like, I want her to be my mom. I don't even know. Like, it was like so many emotions. I think it's just like really special watching her, grow up, writing songs for all of us to kind of like learn about love via her, which is so cool.
Yeah. You did say, I guess she like slid into your DMs just to congratulate you. I mean, what is it like DMing with her, and like what types of conversations do you guys have?
Well, she's just very, very sweet, and she said some super nice things about the album, and it's like, I was really nervous about the album. I've never made an album before. I had no idea how to make an album, and so to have someone who's made so many like groundbreaking, incredible albums tell me that they liked my album is just like everything I could have ever asked for. So she's one of my favorite people on earth.
Yeah, I mean, mine too. Now we know that Loverfest has been sadly postponed, not canceled, just postponed. But were there talks of you potentially, possibly performing at Loverfest?
I would love to. I don't really know, but I really, really want to go because I've never been to a Taylor Swift show in my life. All of my friends have gone. I've never been. I've watched every single documentary. I've watched every single live video you could ever think of. I've seen, but I've never been, and I can't even imagine how fun it would be. So I really want to go.
Someone else that I have to talk to you about is Billie Eilish, because she is a huge fan of yours. Has she talked to you at all about sort of navigating fame now that you're like on this insane path to superstardom, and for her it happened so quickly?
Yeah, I mean, Billie and I have been friends since like literally forever. Like since she was like 15, I was like 17. Like we were really young, and watching her kind of have to figure out all of these little things along the way has been really helpful for me, because I think it's nice to find solace in the other people of like, this is a crazy thing that happens. Like, it's a really confusing thing, and it can be really terrifying at times. And I know watching her just, work so hard, and also like all the things that have happened along the way, it has been really eye-opening. And she's so talented, and she works so hard, and she's one of my favorite people ever. And it's very nice to have people, who are in a situation where they can give you a little bit of advice and a little bit of help and a little bit of love. It's really nice.
What has she said to you?
I think we both just kind of joke about how crazy it is. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's just trying to find a little bit of normalness in all of this crazy stuff.
Are you ready for this next level of superstardom, or does it make you anxious?
I think I think all of this makes me nervous. I'm not like, look at me. Like, if it was up to me, I would literally be completely invisible. No one could see me. No one could sense that I was in existence.
Really?
So it's been confusing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so scared of people. I've been a shy person my whole life. I've always kind of like watched people, but not really participated in life. So it's scary, but also I think it's like I have my friends back home in Texas like keep me so grounded, and they're so important to me, and like all of my other friends and all my artist friends, like we're all in this together, like trying our best to kind of find footing in this.
When people listen to your album, what do you want them, like maybe 3 things that you want people to learn about who you are as a person?
I hope that they relate. I hope I don't sound too crazy. I think all I ever really want is people to like look at me and be like, hey, Conan, like you're not that crazy. Like you're a little crazy, but like you'll be fine. Like this is fine. And also I think like the album is my way of like connecting with my fans and telling them all of my secrets, and my fans mean everything to me. So I just hope that the fans find a little bit of comfort and that they can scream them in their car and stuff like that. You know, that's what I like.